Okay, I think I'm live. Couple minutes late, but it looks like it's working. I hope it's working. Okay, let me pop this up for a second, and then I'll wait to see if some comments pop up. Okay, I think I see the number growing slowly, so that must mean that things are working. So I'll just wait for someone to comment and let me know that you can see me and hear me, please, and thank you. Sideways, hold on. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Keisha. Hello, Betty. Hello, all my friends. Sorry I was a couple of minutes late jumping on. I just needed to freshen up a little bit before getting on this live. So hello, and happy Sunday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. Come on in. For those that are watching for the first time, I'm Zara Premji. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. And I also like to call myself a creative coach because I really love to help women on their creative or crafting journeys and help them believe that we are all capable of making beautiful things and then sending them to others to bring joy. So good morning, Sonia. Hello, come on in. Please say hello as you are joining. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my story for those that are watching Coffee and a Card for the first time. And of course, to those of you that are repeat joiners, I thank you and I welcome you and I appreciate you all for being here. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Heather. Hello, Natalie. So I, 9.5 years ago, was invited to a card making workshop. At the time, I was a mom of two littles. I was working full time. I was busy and really not carving out any time for myself. And I also really liked to look at pretty things, but I never actually believed I was capable of making pretty things until I was introduced to card making and Stampin' Up! Products. And I realized that creativity is within all of us. And no matter how busy you are or how little experience you have, everyone is capable of making beautiful things. So I have loved being able to engage in this card making hobby as a form of self-care and an outlet for me. But I also really love using it as a vehicle to connect with other women and to help teach and inspire other women to try it out and do the same. So I have started, I've been doing these live crafting tutorials for I think over 2 years. I don't know, I've lost track. And I used to write episode numbers beside the Coffee and a Card description, and now I have no idea what episode number this is. But I hope that what I'll be sharing today will inspire some of you and make you, either give you a card making idea or teach you a little tip or trick to help you on your card making journey. So good morning, Gloria. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Janice. Thank you all for joining. So I'm going to hide this little banner so that you can see. If you click on this banner, there are options there, and one of them is you can join my mailing list. And so I send out information about promotions, upcoming events, also tutorials and other kinds of fun ideas. So if you want, you can join that and get some card making tips and ideas. And also, if you are interested in purchasing any of the products that are going to be shown today, they're all available in my online store. And if you click that link, zarapremji.com, you will also see a shopping link there. Also, if you have any questions or need help putting together an order or need help kind of figuring out how to get started, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I love helping people get started on their journey. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Anise. Okay, so let me flip this and I'm going to show you what we are going to be creating with. I've got 3 catalogs here with me and I'm going to be using products from all 3. The main ones are from these 2 catalogs here. So this here is our July to December mini catalog. This is also kind of nicknamed our holiday catalog because a lot of the stuff that are needed for Christmas and Halloween, Thanksgiving, things like that are all in this catalog here. It's sometimes shortened up to the JD 2022 catalog, so July to December. And the product that I'm going to be using from here today is the Ringed with Nature bundle. So if you have a hard copy of this catalog, you will find it on page 62. And if you don't have a hard copy and you're looking in the online store, you can actually just search by title and you can just type in Ringed with Nature and it'll actually pull up the bundle for you and some sample cards. So this bundle is an interesting bundle in the sense that most of our bundles either come with a stamp set and coordinating dies or a stamp set and a coordinating punch. This one actually comes with an extra product. It's a stamp set. Sorry, there's a stamp set called Ring with Nature. And then the dies actually come with an embossing folder. So this is called a hybrid embossing folder. Okay. So what that means is you can use the embossing folder to create texture on your cardstock. And I will show you how you can use this just to create texture. But you can also use it in conjunction with our dies. And there's one die here that actually fits into the embossing folder. So you can die cut and emboss at the same time. And I don't know about you, but I love the idea of being able to do two things at once because I feel like I'm constantly looking for hacks in my life and in my crafting and in my job to be able to work smarter and not harder and be efficient. So I'm going to show you how you can use these together and show you some different card ideas for using these. Okay. So the Ringed with Nature bundle, as I mentioned, is in the July to December mini. Now, right now, if you purchase anything that amounts to $60 or more Canadian, you are almost going to be forced to choose something for free. It's like we're like, please take this free stuff. So that is our celebration promotion. And that is another little brochure that has a bunch of different products in it. One of which is the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. Okay, so it's this gorgeous 12 by 12 paper. I will show you the paper in a moment. And this actually coordinates with the Ringed with Nature bundle. So if you buy the bundle, it's 72.75 Canadian. You can actually pick this paper for free. And so I'm going to show you how you can use these products together to create some projects. Okay, so let me show you the paper and you can see the different patterns. And I also will just show you really quickly that I'm going to be using a product that I literally just opened today. I've had it for a long time on my shelf, but it's the Craft note cards and envelopes. So there are 20 note cards and envelopes. They come in a package that looks like this. They're a little smaller than our standard size cards, but you get 20 and the card bases are already cut and pre-scored. And you also get the materials to make a cute box. So you can actually gift a bunch of note cards and envelopes to somebody and put them in a box. And I'm going to show you how that box looks and I'll assemble one part of it so you can just get a feel for it. I feel like this is a little bit of a sleeper product in our catalog. And so I wanted to just be able to show it to you today. And it will make your card making so much easier. And if you want to give it as a gift, the box included is amazing. So let's get started. I told you I would show you the gorgeous paper. This is a 12 by 12 pattern paper. And when you hear the word designer series paper, or if you hear someone say DSP, that basically just stands for pretty pattern paper. You could call it PPP. So there are 12 different sheets in here. You get 2 each of 6 different designs. Okay, so I'm going to show you one by one what's on each side. Okay, so this is actually my favorite pattern of the paper. It's got all sorts of flowers and leaves, and I love the colors on here. We're going to be using this for one of the cards. On the back side is this fun sort of plaid or striped, I don't know, checked pattern, and it looks like watercolor, like they've done watercolor stripes across the page. And I love the color combo on here. So there's mint macaron, a bright red called Poppy Parade, and then I feel like there's a hint of petal pink in here, so you might understand why I love that paper so much. Then we have this one here, which is just a really beautiful fall themed paper with all of the leaves and the acorns. And then on the back, we've got this nice watercolor wash with some sprigs on it and some hints of yellow and pink. So loving this paper. This is another one here with these beautiful watercolor birds and branches and leaves. And I love the soft colors. And then on the back, we have this one here, this kind of paint splatter watercolor background. So these are all hand watercolored by our designers, and then Stampin' Up! Actually mass prints them and makes them into paper. We have this one here, which has all these cute little houses and trees. And I'm actually going to be showing you how we use one of these on a little 3x3 card today. And then this beautiful, I guess like a mandala kind of pattern here. Again, gorgeous colors. And I love the soft green in the background. And then, am I at the last one yet? No, we've got two different 2 more patterns to go. Then this beautiful paper here with the butterfly, the leaves, the mushrooms. And then on the back here, we have these tree rings. And these can be cut out with those dies. So you can actually just throw these right into your cut and emboss machine and cut them out, and you have your tree rings ready to go. And lastly, we have this one here with the poinsettias, and on the back we have these this sort of birch tree look. So really beautiful paper, and it's, if you're into nature, and you know what, you don't even have to be like a nature buff to love this paper. The colors and the textures are really gorgeous. So let's get started with the paper crafting. I'm going to first show you a really cute little 3x3 note card. And let me see where my materials have gone for this card. I think they're buried at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to make this cute little 3x3 note card. So this is the card, and the sentiment that I use says "Get well soon." And what I did is basically just took a piece of our white cardstock and I cut it into a 6x3 piece, and then I scored it at 3 inches. So that's what this looks like here. You can see the score line right in there. Okay, so this is going to make our cute little 3x3 note card. And then I'm going to I've cut a piece of the designer series paper. So this is just a little bit smaller than the 3x3 card. So this is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So this is just going to cover most of the background of that paper. And then I have die cut a circle. So I use the layering circles dies. You could use if you have a circle punch, you could do that. The layer is not necessary. I just did it because I have the stuff and I wanted to create a little bit of a background. Good morning, all my friends. I see lots of people have joined. Hello, Janet, Crystal, Shirley, Terry. Hello to all of you and happy Sunday. And then I've already done my greeting. So I used the my heat tool and the embossing powder to create a get well soon. So the reason that I wanted to make this cute little card is sometimes when we give, I got flowers recently, and in the flowers, there was like, the standard cards that you get from the flower store with a handwritten note. It was beautiful. I kept it because I like seeing people's handwriting. But I also think like sometimes it's nice to just make your own little card and put them in with the flowers or a plant or whatever it is you might be giving to a friend that, you're wanting to give some get well wishes to. So I am just going to show you how I created little 3x3 card. And by the way, we actually have envelopes for these little cards. So when you make the 3x3 cards, we also have these white coordinating 3x3 envelopes. So you can actually put them in an envelope too, which is, I think, super nice. Let me just grab a piece of, I have some scrap paper here. And I'm just going to stamp, this is one of the leaves in the Ringed with Nature stamp set. So I'm just going to take my green ink, this is Soft Succulent, and I'm just going to stamp them in the top left and bottom right of the circle. And I stamped off, so I just stamped one in full strength, and then without re-inking it, I just stamped it again. So hopefully you can see that there. And then I'm going to, where's my little piece of designer series paper? I had already cut out a piece that had the house that I wanted to cut out, and of course I lost it. Okay, hold on. We're going to grab another piece. 1 second. Okay. Seriously though, where did my little piece go? Okay, we're going to just go with one of these. I had pre-cut my paper, and let me see if it's hiding somewhere down here or like right in front of me. No, okay. We're just gonna go with, I'm gonna just cut this one here. So when you wanna use the houses, you just cut out whichever one you want, and then we're just going to fussy cut this. So I'm just going to use my paper snips. I'm like 100% certain that piece of designer series paper is gonna show up as soon as I finish this live. Anyway, you'll get the idea. I'm just cutting around, and because there's a lot of straight edges, it's a very easy shape to cut. Just takes you a moment. So I'm going to show you 2 cards. The other one is using those craft note cards and envelopes, as I had mentioned. Okay, so then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to use my dimensionals to add a little bit of pop. Maybe I'll do that after. So I'm going to stick this on first. So I'm going to take, yes, Elizabeth, so Elizabeth commented, I miss seeing people's penmanship on cards. And I've said this before, I think one of the things that drew me into the card making was the fact that it was cards. Like I mean, I think I look at lots of pretty things, especially on Pinterest, but I haven't necessarily felt drawn to make all of those things. Or, you know, for me, like I haven't really ever been into knitting or crocheting or sewing. I tried my hand at scrapbooking, was not, I don't know, it was just way too overwhelming for me. But one of the things that I've always loved is giving and receiving cards. So I have boxes, which we found while we were cleaning up for our home renos, boxes and boxes of cards that I never want to get rid of because they have my parents' handwriting or my sister's handwriting. And so I know that, you know, now and even down the road, I'm going to want to see their handwriting, you know, on these cards. And so I just think a handwritten note just goes such a long way. I know it's so much easier to sometimes send a text message or, you know, post on Facebook, which I do as well. But I think, you know, to be able to give someone a note in your handwriting is just, there's just so much meaning. It's just so special. So I will get off my soapbox now about that, but I do agree with you, Elizabeth. It's so nice to see people's penmanship. Okay, so I've got my little house. It's a little smaller than the one I was planning to use, but it's still super cute. Good morning, Sandy. Yeah, this one is just, I don't know about you guys, but I used to love everything miniature when I was little, like the little strawberry shortcake figurines, little doll houses, like I just used to love everything miniature. And so I love these cards, especially so because of that. So now I'm just going to trim the ends. I've just cut and tied a bow with my linen thread. And I'm going to just put that down using a glue dot. And then we're going to move on to our other card, which is a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to show you how to use that embossing folder and the dies together. Okay, so then I'm just going to take my little get well soon, going to pop a little mini dimensional here and then a glue dot on the other side. And this is just because part of this is going to sit on the house that's popped up on dimensionals, and I don't want it to be wonky. I want it to be level. So I am just going to put that like that. And that's the little note card. And like I said, you can put it in the little envelope like this, right? It fits perfectly. I'm not going to put it all the way in because I want to show you the card, but it'll fit into the envelope. You can even decorate the flap of the envelope if you'd like. And we also have little cellophane boxes. So if you wanted to gift something like this, you could make a little bunch of those and put them in with envelopes into our little clear cellophane boxes where you, not cellophane, the clear acrylic boxes. Cellophane. And then you can gift that as well. So a really cute gift, like a hostess gift or for teachers or family members, anybody. So those are the little note cards. I hope you guys like those. I know I traditionally do kind of standard size cards, but today I just wanted to kind of just try something else that was different and just show you. You could mass produce these in no time. Like they're such a quick and easy card to make. So that's that. So I'm going to put that aside and I will bring them back out after. Now I want to move on to the next card. The inspiration from this card came from straight from the brochure. I say this often, and you'll see that if you've been following me for a while, you'll know I don't always have the, I don't want to say time. I don't always come up with my own ideas in my own mind. Sometimes, and actually oftentimes it's the case that I get inspiration from the catalog or from other people's cards. So the card that I'm going to be making is going to be very similar to this one here that you see in the Celebration brochure. I'm going to show you the one that I created that looks exactly, almost exactly like that. And then I'm going to create it using a different pattern of paper. Okay, so let's hope that I can find my stuff. I'm like losing things. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right, so this is the card, and I just did it a little bit differently than the one in the catalog. That one had the mushrooms stamped and die cut. I didn't do that, but I did use the tree ring and the same colors of the sprigs, which are also die cut using the, let me tell you, the tree rings dies, okay? So that's the card, and I'm gonna show it to you in a different, with a different pattern. So I've got my pieces here, and I'm gonna start by showing you how to use the embossing folder and the dies together. So let me clear a little bit of space because I'm going to need to make room for my cut and emboss machine. Okay. So we've got our cut and emboss machine. I'm just going to put it aside. First, I'm going to show you how you can emboss the tree rings onto the cardstock. Okay. So I'm just taking a piece. This is Crumb Cake cardstock. It's one of my favorite neutrals. And I'm just putting that in the embossing folder. And I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. So I'm just putting it right here onto the platform. And I'm going to put my specialty plate. They call this the specialty plate. It's basically used for our thicker embossing folders. And I have no idea what this white splatter is. It's like, I don't even know what that is. I thought it was embossing powder at first, but I don't know. Okay, so that's just one pass through the cut and emboss machine, and then you get this beautiful texture to this cardstock, okay? And then you can use this on your card, or you can actually use the dies to die cut them so that you have the texture around it. And I'll actually show you a card that was done this way. So if you look at this card in the Celebration brochure, they did this, ran it through the cut and emboss machine with the embossing folder, and then used the dies to die cut the openings here, and then put little things inside each of the openings. So really, really cute card. And so that's how you could do that. So you would then take the dies and put them on the inside, run them through the cut and emboss machine, and then you would have your openings, okay? Yeah, Janice, I don't know if this is Wink of Stella. I have no idea. It's like this, it's almost like paint splatter, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna try and guess. So next, I'm going to show you how you can use this die and the embossing folder together. So I'm gonna have to use these dies again, but for now, I'll just put this away. So what you do is you open your embossing folder like so, and you take this die and you just fit it into that opening here so that, I don't know, will this fall? It'll fall. It'll sit nicely kind of like in the grooves. So you can then put your cardstock over top. Okay, so I've got the crumb cake again. And so you'll see here that this is going to not only emboss, but it's also going to die cut. And then I'm going to have these tree rings embossed and cut. Work smarter, not harder. It's literally my like favorite mantra of life. So I'm running this through my cut and emboss. Betty says it's fairy dust. Yeah, you know what? I love the ideas you guys are coming up with. I was like, is it paint? But yeah, I like fairy dust or Wink of Stella way better. Okay, so I'm going to put this down for now. I'm going to have to bring this back up again in a moment, but let me show you how now you have these beautiful textured tree rings. There are 5 in all that are cut out when you do that in one pass. So remember my favorite mantra. You could use all 5 of these on 5 different cards, or you could use multiple on one card, like whatever floats your boat, you can do it with this. Then you're left with this piece here, which again, you can use the openings. And so this, I just think to like, I love the number, all the different things that you can do with it. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to stamp our tree rings. And again, I've lost my steps. Okay, so I've got my tree ring stamp here, and I'm going to use my crumb cake ink, and we are all crooked. Hold on. There we go. That's a little straighter. Yes, Shirley, they're so pretty. Like just, I love the texture of them. Okay, so now I'm going to take this tree ring stamp. This is from the stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp that down. And then I'm going to grab the die that is going to cut this out. And you can watch how nicely it will layer onto one of my tree rings here. Okay, so I'm going to take this one here. We're going to cut this out. And then that'll be it for all of our die cutting. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm missing one of my, I need a different platform. 1 second. I put it away forgetting that I was going to need it. Okay, so I've got my platform here. This is for the cutting. And I'm going to take my tree ring stamp, and this is going to, it's not necessarily a perfect match for the stamp set, or for the stamp, but it's pretty darn close. So I'm going to cut that out. Now I'm going to stamp my greeting onto here. The reason I didn't do that first is because I want to be able to figure out how I'm going to orient this onto my card before I stick it down. So now I'm going to take my little tree rings here and see where this one is going to fit best. I think it's this one. Okay, so I just want to show you with that die cut, it layers really nicely onto this tree ring here. So we've got these little grooves here that fit really nicely onto that. So before I stick that down, let me grab my stamp, and I'm going to see if the thinking of you will fit nicely on here. So where's the thinking of you? I don't know, it might be a little bit big. Nope, it's going to work. Let me grab a clear block. Okay, so I know how that's going to sit on my card, and I'm going to stamp the thinking of you. Okay, so we've got that, and now I'm going to stick this down onto my tree ring, and then we'll work on the rest of the card. Okay, so I'll set that aside. I'm going to grab my designer series paper, and I'm going to grab my note card and envelope. So again, these come in a package of 20. And I've got my note card and my envelope. I'm fairly certain we used to carry these before, or maybe it was just the craft envelopes that we had. And then they retired them, but they were so well loved and used. What did I do with my bone folder? Here we go. Okay. Shirley, you are going to love these. They make your card making so much faster and easier, and I love the texture of the cards and envelopes. So I'm going to take my piece of pattern paper or designer series paper, and I'm going to put 3 strips, a little bit at the bottom here, and I'm going to stick this down onto my note card. So these note cards, the pattern paper will go a long way on these note cards. There's just so much of them. And so you can make lots and lots of cards with this. So I'm going to take out these sprigs. I've already pre-cut these. I used my cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back and just stick these down. So I've got my Night of Navy. And the colors are just pulled from the designer series paper. So you can actually see at the back, hang on, I think I want this one. You can see at the back the colors that coordinate, and then you just choose whatever colors of cardstock you want. Or it doesn't have to even match if you don't want. You can just make it all mismatched. There are no rules. You can do whatever makes your heart happy. Shirley's having crafting withdrawals. I'm sorry, Shirley. Okay, I hope you can carve out some time once your company leaves. Okay, so I'm going to put my dimensionals here. Okay, and then this card is almost done. It's so quick and easy. All right, so I'm just going to stick that down like so. And then I want to add a few little gems. So I'm going to use my solid faceted gems. And I'm thinking A little pink is in order here because I see pink on the paper. So I'm going to just put one, maybe I'll put two up here. One there, and one down here. Okay, tell me what you think. Isn't this so cute? So simple, so cute. And I love that we have the coordinating envelopes. So tell me what you think of those. I wish I could zoom in. I don't know how to do that on here. And of course, you can also decorate the flap of the envelope here by just taking a strip that's a little bit larger and so wider and longer, and then glue it down onto the flap and then cut this down. Janice is asking, are you using Tremensionals to hold them down? Yes. Okay, so these are the cards. Here are the envelopes. Now let me show you the box that's included with the note cards. And I think this is so intuitive. I've done this before where I have created a bunch of cards and then put them in our clear boxes to gift them. And so now Stampin' Up! Is catching on, and they have created, in this package, you will actually get a box included. So you can create this box. I've already done the box bottom, and I'll just show you how easy it is. There's only one included in it, which is why I didn't fully assemble this, because I wanted to be able to show you how to do this. So you're going to flip in the little tabs, and you're going to fold on all of the score lines. The last score line on each of the sides, you're actually going to fold it in a different direction, okay? So this allows you to tuck them in like this. Hang on, maybe it's this way first. Okay, so we're going to put this long flap in like that. Then these shorter ones are going to go in like this. Okay, so you can see how I've tucked that in, and this is why you flip the other, the third score line the other way. Okay, then we're just going to put in this largest flap last, and then when you pop this down, these tabs fit into these little openings, and you have a cute little box ready to go. And then you can wrap your designer series paper. Let me see what's on the other side of this. So if I were to cut this, you know what? Let's do this together. I'm going to take a piece of this paper here. Maybe we'll cut it to 3 inches wide. And I'm just going to show, I'm not going to decorate the box right now, but I'm just going to show you how you could create a cute little belly band and then add your greeting or whatever else you want to use. You can then take this and fold it around. And this is just going to overlap like barely. You could also just add another, another small strip and stick it to both sides so that you have, it's not so taut, and then you can slide it on and off. Okay, so that's one option for decorating. And then the other option is you could take a piece that you measure this, the box top, and then cut a piece that's a little bit smaller. Okay, and then just decorate the top of the box. So then you can coordinate it with whatever it is that you're putting inside. And let me show you how nicely these fit into the box. Okay, so you've got your note cards, your envelopes, and then you pop them in the box, cover it up, decorate your box, and you have a beautiful gift ready to give someone. Or you could just use this to store. If you have a, you know, if you're short on storage, you could store this on your shelves or wherever you have room, and then grab and go as you need it. So I hope that this was inspiring for you. Let me pull out all the cards again. So again, we were using the Ringed with Nature bundle. This is available in our July to December mini catalog. And if you order that right now, you can choose the Rings of Love. I'm so bad with the names. I think it's the Rings of Love. I don't even know where my celebration brochure is gone. But you can get the coordinating paper for free, which I think is amazing. Like, who can ever balk it free? And so you can get that for free right now. And that is from, it started July 1st to August 31st. Keep in mind that all of the products are while supplies last. We've already had one item sell out from our celebration brochure like 2 weeks into the promotion. So if this is something that you have your eye on, I would highly suggest grabbing it while you can. I don't want anyone to be disappointed. And so definitely check it out. There is, again, if you go to my link here, zarapremji.com, you will find a link to my online store where you can look at everything. And I'll also put in the description item codes so that you can check it out and not spend too much time searching. Let me go back and read the comments. I would love to see what you think of the cards. Please let me know, or you can give me a thumbs up or a heart if you love them. And Janice is saying this is a really nice collection for some male cards, masculine cards. Yes, absolutely. And what's Janice saying? Janice saying I might have a pack or two. And the Ringed with Nature bundle is on my next order. Can't wait to play with it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your Sunday and a great week ahead. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Bye for now.